Welcome to The Explainer. If you've ever dreamed about building your own home data center but kind of got stuck before you even started, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, I'm going to walk you through an amazing guide from our very own founder at Skill Wanderer, Quan Nguyen. We are going to focus on the single most important idea to get you off the ground, the Day Zero Blueprint.
And this quote, this really gets right to the heart of it all. This is the simple secret. It's what keeps you from burning out, which, let's be honest, kills so many home lab projects before they even get going. It's the core idea behind the Day Zero Blueprint, and it's how you're gonna make real, actual progress.
All right, first up, strategy before setup. This is all about that Day Zero Blueprint, that really crucial planning phase that has to happen before you plug a single thing in.
So what is this Day Zero Blueprint, really? Don't worry, it's not some super complex engineering schematic. Think of it as your simple, strategic guide for what we call Iteration Zero, that very first, small and totally achievable build. It really just forces you to decide what to build first and why it actually matters for your bigger goals down the road.
See, the blueprint is built on these 6 key parts. It makes you ask the right questions right from the start. What are my real skills right now? What is the absolute smallest first step I can take? What tech do I need today, not a year from now? Answering these questions basically guarantees your first build is a win that'll keep you motivated.
Okay, section 2, the small scale POC. POC just stands for proof of concept, and this is gonna be your first real build.
And here we have the classic dilemma, right? It is so tempting to go for that big bang approach, to try and build the whole grand vision all at once. But trust me, that path leads to burnout and something called scope creep. The small-scale POC, on the other hand, is your strategic advantage. It's low risk, it gives you fast feedback, and it delivers those really important early wins to keep you going.
By starting small, you just give yourself room to learn. You can make mistakes, and it'll be cheap. You get that powerful boost of seeing something work quickly, and it forces you to keep a laser focus, which helps you avoid that dreaded scope creep, where the project just gets bigger and bigger.
And listen, this isn't just advice for beginners. As our founder Quan points out, even seasoned pros run into unique challenges in a home lab setting. A quick proof of concept is just invaluable for testing your ideas on real hardware before you sink a whole lot of time and money into it. Now, if you're kind of stuck on what your first project should be, our founder has a perfect recommendation. Deploy a simple WordPress site using Docker. This is not a toy project, okay? You're gonna learn critical skills like container networking and how to handle persistent data. And best of all, you end up with a live website that you actually built. How cool is that? All right, section 3, choosing your platform. Now we get to the fun part. Let's talk about the actual hardware for your first build. And the great news here is you do not need expensive server gear. A tiny single board computer or an SBC is super power efficient. An old laptop? Hey, that's got a built-in battery backup. And that old dusty desktop in the corner gives you a ton of raw power. Each one has clear trade-offs, which lets you pick what really fits your budget and your space. Now hold on. When you're choosing your hardware, there is one absolutely critical mistake you have to plan to avoid. And this is especially true if you're thinking about a single board computer like a Raspberry Pi. This right here is the #1 trap. Micro SD cards, they just are not built for the constant writing that a server does. They will fail on you. So your Day Zero plan must include more reliable storage, something like an external SSD or a device with built-in eMMC storage. So what's a good target for your first machine? You're gonna wanna aim for this baseline: a quad-core CPU, about 8 gigs of RAM, and reliable SSD or eMMC storage. This is really the sweet spot. It gives you plenty of power for Docker and even lets you start dipping your toes into K3s, which is a lightweight version of Kubernetes. Okay, the final piece of our Day Zero blueprint. We need to choose the software foundation for everything we're gonna build on top of, and that's the operating system. When it comes to the OS for a home lab, there's really only one choice: Linux. It's the native home for all this cool tech like Docker and Kubernetes. Plus, it's free, it's incredibly stable, and there is a massive community out there ready to help you when you get stuck. Now, the pros, they often use command line only servers, but our founder makes a really strong case for starting with a full desktop version, something like Ubuntu Desktop LTS. That LTS just means long-term support, so you know it's super stable. And the biggest reason for this, it just dramatically lowers the learning curve. Using a familiar graphical user interface, a GUI, it just simplifies all those initial setup tasks. It lets you focus your brainpower on learning the cool technologies you're excited about, like Docker, without also having to fight with a complex headless server right from the get-go. And just like that, your blueprint is ready. So let's wrap up this whole day zero planning by just reviewing what you've accomplished here. You have a concrete plan now. You've got a defined goal, you've picked your hardware, you have a smart storage strategy, and your OS decision is made. This blueprint, this is your launch pad for day one, when the real build finally begins. You've done it. You've finished the most critical step, turning this vague idea you had into a real, actionable plan. The strategic thinking is over. Your blueprint is complete. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to build first?